Audubon 2456.
State of the Save is back with part 2 of Metal Gear Solid 2. There's a lot of 2s in that. We are glad that you joined us. Thank you everybody for popping this in your ears today. We got a great show. It's going to be a really good one. I'm looking forward to it a lot. Let's go ahead and start introducing the cast. Of course, I'm Eric. With me also, Michael. How you doing, Michael?
All things considered, I'm doing all right.
All right. I'm glad that you paused for a second before saying that.
Well, because I figured to say I'm doing good every single time. I wanted to shake it up just a little bit.
Okay,
Add
so
some preamble before the preamble.
I like to view my my intro as like a radio program. You have to say the same thing so the listener feels comfortable. And then we're going to go off the rails anyway, so we just lure them into a false sense of security, and then we kick them with whatever random topic we want to talk about. Nick, you like random topics?
Yes.
Okay, good. This is a show for you. No, it's going to be a great show. We're going to talk some video games. We're going to talk some Metal Gear Solid 2. Michael has made flow charts. I'm staring at the flow chart now. Not sure how that's going to play.
Are you more or less confused looking at it?
I'm extremely confused. I'm also not sure how this is going to play on an audio podcast, but we'll figure it out.
Mostly for me to visualize where everyone's alliances are. But we'll get to the flowchart and the 14 pages of script from the game I have printed out.
I appreciate you printing out the script too.
It's easy. It's faster than me writing notes.
Yes. Before we talk about Metal Gear Solid 2, let's talk about some video games we have been playing. Nick, what video games have you been consuming?
I played Bugsnax.
I also played Bugsnax.
Okay.
Recent Game Pass edition that used to be on like PS5 exclusive.
It was a PS5 timed exclusive thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about Bugsnax.
That game is like very relaxing.
What is Bugsnax?
Bugsnax is a game where you're a reporter who lives in this like Muppet world, and you go to this island because some lady said come to this island. She's like an adventurer, and then you get to the island and there's a bunch of little like basically Pokemon dudes running around, but they're food and bugs at the same time.
Do we catch these food and bugs and
Yes.
fight them in tournaments?
We don't fight them in tournaments. We just feed them to people immediately.
Okay, so like we catch the equivalent of a Cubone and then instantly turn around and feed that to our local team.
Yes.
And then parts of their body turn into the Cubone, and they're cool with it.
Wait.
They're like, my
Yes.
arm's a strawberry now, but it's fine.
Yeah, they're just like, oh wow.
Okay, so there's
some dark undertones going on with this thing.
Yeah.
Is
So
the
I've played
game-
a lot of this game so far. I'm not gonna try to spoil a lot, but I'm at the point where it's just like it literally says point of no return.
Okay, so
getting
you're
up there.
You're probably in the last, let's say, 10%.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
say so.
So what kind of game is this? Is it a straight up Pokemon clone, or is it?
More like Pokemon Snap
Yeah,
than
yeah.
anything.
So it's not like you're fighting battles necessarily. You're just hunting down items.
You're trying to like outsmart the Bugsnax so that you could catch them and then give them to people who ask for them. Basically,
What does this have Is this a game that has? What kind of art style does this have? What kind of? Like I'm trying to picture it in my head. I usually check.
3D, almost like with the Muppet characters, almost like a Sesame Street sort of. That's not.
I mean,
accurate.
kind of. It's like, I don't know.
I'm just trying to picture in my head what kind of game this is. So like when you say like a Pokemon kind of Snap, I picture from like a first person perspective.
Yes.
Okay, so a first person perspective kind of. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just trying to wrap my head around
Yeah.
what this was.
Yeah.
So it's more like it's like a hunting game.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
So it's the same thing as like what you play at the bar when you take the little plastic shotgun and shoot the elk.
Not really.
I know.
but
I was just making a stupid comparison.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know of another game to like tie it to kind of like bring like to hone in like the visual aspect a little bit more. It's like a Viva Pinata type of thing.
Oh,
There
Yeah.
you go.
Okay.
There you go.
I think that's what I was looking for. Just something to kind of wrap my head around
Yeah.
what I'm looking at here.
Mm-hmm.
So Michael, you said you've played this also. Nick, you sound like you're pretty much at the end.
Yeah, I'm like knocking out side quests and then probably
Okay.
gonna finish it.
I played about 2 hours,
Okay.
just straight one sitting.
I imagine, Nick, you're going to finish this. Are you going to finish it, Michael?
I don't know. With Game Pass games, I kind of just dip in here and there and just shop around, essentially.
Okay.
Like, get a few hours of thrill and go, okay, I tried that out. Let's move on to the next thing.
There's a low bar for commitment. You can be like, I played some of this. Now we can just go to our next thing. I didn't put money on this, even though you pay a subscription. But that sounds really interesting. I might take a look at that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something that has some pretty good music and just like checklist, like just walk into this area and catch what you see, fill out your little basically Pokedex, like it's kind of gonna scratch that itch for you.
I think I'll look at it. I'll see what the art style is and kind of what the characters look like, and then make my call from there.
It's E10, so it might be an appropriate game to play with like the family. I thought like, hey, after like we play a bunch of Animal Crossing together, maybe my wife would like this, and she was like, "Don't eat the kiwi beetle. I like the kiwi beetle."
Would you say that the dark undertones kind
of your kid is not gonna pick up on that.
Okay.
It's just like at a glance, it's just gonna be like they ate this thing and then their arm turned into.
Isn't that funny? And we're like, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna pick up on the body horror stuff.
We might see.
That's a way to phrase that.
What's with this Cronenberg monster bullshit you got me playing, Dad? Jesus. I've been looking for a game to play with my kids. There was a game on there. They like Turnip Boy commits tax evasion, but I looked at it and I was like, "That's the best title ever." And the first screenshot is just like a beat. Apparently the mayor will be like, "You committed tax evasion." And I was like, maybe this is it. But then I was like, it looks like a kind of like more puzzle game.
Yeah.
And she's not really into those kind of things. So I might add this. This might be something fun for us to try. I'll report back. Anything else you've been playing?
That's pretty much it. They did the people who made Inscryption made a mod for Inscryption, which basically just turns that game into what everybody thought that game was, which is just like an endless roguelike set in that first area of the game, with like challenges and stuff. It's pretty cool, but it's that game.
Was this released as like a free update, or was it like a mod on their website being like, you gotta download this and like install, dig through some files and throw this in a bin, and then all of a sudden it might work or it might crash?
So the beta for that game, for the mod, was that. And then the dude just came out and was like, hey, you guys kind of like killed all of our projections for this game, and there's only like 3 people working on it, if that. So they're just like, we're just going to make this thing and like release it.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I really, really want to play that game. I don't know. Because I don't play on PC, just because it's not something I have a setup for right now. I really wish that would either come to console, or I just need to buck up and just sit down and watch like a playthrough of it just so I can experience it. But the game looks like it's interesting enough that I really want to play that damn thing.
Yeah,
and it doesn't seem like something that's impossible to port.
I mean, they did it for Slay the Spire, so I feel like if you can do it for another card game,
and it's Devolvo. So, like, why not, they port pretty much all their stuff to console.
I imagine because of the small team, like, going into that, I imagine once they finish, like, all the updates, that might be something they look into down the road, but they might just be focusing now on making that the best version of the game possible before
I don't
branching
know.
out.
That game doesn't have, like, a live service side of it, does it?
No, there's no, like multiplayer or anything. It's just, like, 1v1.
I hope that they do that. And I imagine it takes a pretty good amount of time with a small team to actually turn that around.
Oh, yeah. And then that dude is, like, also just boss of the wall, always making something really weird. Like, after he made this, he made the equivalent of a Tamagotchi that you download. It's called My Free Bit Buddy. And you just, like, as soon as you pop it open, it says, if you close this out, I will die. And then it's just, like, it's, like, a small, like, little, back and forth between you and this sentient Tamagotchi that's like, don't put too many things on the screen or this program might crash and then I'll die. And then it's just like, if you go to save and quit, it's just like, are you sure you want to kill me right now? And that dude just turned that around in like, a month or so after he let this game out.
It just might be a situation where he's somebody who does not want to stop creating new things to like, the business decision would be to port this thing to as many things as possible. But then the fun thing would be to stop and make a Tamagotchi clone.
Right.
So, if that's his reasoning, good for him.
Yeah.
I'd rather somebody live a happy life of just making shit they want to make.
Always putting out cool stuff.
Yeah. Michael.
Yes.
What you been playing?
I've been playing a lot more Monster Hunter Rise. That's kind of eating up all my non-Metal Gear game time.
You living up to what you wanted it to be. You were pretty hyped on it last episode.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's just the constant loop, the fact that I can get in there and hunt monsters faster, where I can just, like, in the span of an hour, hunt the same monster 5 or 6 times, jumping into other people's hunts, and just grinding out an armor set. So, yesterday I grinded out the Anjanath, which is the T-Rex monster, because he has good fire resistance, and now I'm going to hunt a Rathalos, which is, like, the mascot, like, wyvern of that game, like, dragon-like. But we'll see. My Switch X needs to be strong against dragon, so we'll see if I have the right loadout before I take that on. I believe I only have a few more quests before I'm at the spot where I can play the DLC.
Okay.
When that comes out next month. So that's my goal. I don't know if I'll get Sunbreak when it comes out, but I want to be in that spot. So, like, if I hear it's amazing and I've got to jump on it, I can just make that split-second decision.
If it comes out and it's not something that people are raving over, you can just kind of get it when you want to. But if it's like, oh my God, like, didn't the last Monster Hunter have a really solid DLC that came out? Like, it was some ice thing.
Iceborne, yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing that being a very positive thing for people.
It doubled the monsters in the game for like $40. So I think this is what it's going to do. And they announced today the weapon. They did a whole tease for the weapon I use called the Switch Axe, which is a giant axe, which also turns into a giant sword. But you can't block with it. They added a counter move in Sunbreak where I can like parry the monster with my giant axe and then swing it into its face and knock it to the side.
So they added DLC counter moves.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
That's what you want.
I want to say it's done by a different director. I think the Monster Hunter World and Iceborne director like leapfrog and do stuff. So like the other director, while the other one's working on the base game, can kind of like think of improvements as like development's going on, and then kind of tweak as they go along. So I've already seen some things where you don't have to use a like grappling hook to start running up the base of the mountain. They showed in the trailer. Now you can just keep running and then start sprinting up the mountain. I'm like, awesome.
The kids these days love people who can run up and down straight surfaces.
Yes,
love it. I feel like this is a prone for success.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Rise is amazing. I love it. This might be better than World, in my opinion.
Seems like they've nailed that franchise down. It seems like that franchise is like hitting a really cool peak right now. I don't think the franchise has always been popular, but it feels like it's hitting a peak in like mass appeal, North American appeal, because it's been big in Japan, but North American appeal. That's great. Anything else you've been playing?
That's pretty much it for me.
I have been playing Trek to Yuma, the Valve digital release. I believe there were 6 chapters in this game. I've completed 5.
I lied. I played 1 chapter of that.
You played 1 chapter of that? This game makes a great first impression. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful fucking game. It's everybody has seen the black and white aesthetic, the kind of old samurai motif that it's playing off of. But the kind of the unspoken thing of that is that they do a really good job of having some beautiful camera angles. It is a side-scrolling game that basically at points allows you to move in and out of the screen, but it's a one-direction kind of thing. There's a couple of branching paths you can go on, find an upgrade here or a save point. The combat is fine. It's got the whole enemies are generally pretty light. Don't take a ton of hits, barring a couple of bosses. Parry system can be a little bit better.
I did not like the parry system.
I got the hang of it.
It didn't feel tight. It didn't feel like there was a lot of like visual indicators going on to where
really
it didn't feel. I felt that way, but
okay. No, I mean you have. For me, I just felt like the window didn't match up directly with the strike.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. No, there's like for me, I knew when a strike was coming.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. But.
Yeah, when you said okay, so that's I guess my confusion because I know very clearly when the strike is coming, but the window is almost a little bit back weighted. That after the point you think you'd be able to parry, you can still parry. So it feels like there's a point in which the strike should connect, but you can still parry. And once you kind of learn that, you parry almost. The best time to parry is after it almost hits you. It's a very weird window. The window's not. I don't like the window, and that's something they should have realized, because it's a very parry heavy combat system, because a lot of the enemies do not really expose themselves unless you are doing the parry. The game, the one thing I will say about the game is I think it's the first half of it's great. The first couple of chapters, you played chapter 1, you said. First 2-3 chapters are really, really solid. Then there's a very kind of long, drawn-out sequence where the game, it would almost be better if it was shortened down significantly. There's some sequences where for a game that's all about the style and the visuals, when it gets to the point where you're just fighting a ton of enemies, it's like you're kind of missing the point of what this game really is hitting, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it's a really good game, but I really wish they would have just kind of shrunk it down a little bit, make it a little bit more title. Don't let me spend as many times just fighting enemies. Let me fight the enemies on the big cinematic, beautifully shot sequences with the moon in the background and the old castle burning in the background. Let me get to those quicker. I don't need a 20-minute sequence of just moving through the woods killing enemies.
Yeah.
The combat's not good enough to really make that satisfying. I'm going to finish it. I'm at the last chapter. I'm going to knock that out. But, yeah, it's a beautiful game. It's on Game Pass. I highly suggest everybody trying it out. It's a game that's completely valid to say you played the first 2-3 chapters and then fell off. You'll have a great time.
Yeah.
I haven't finished it yet, but it kind of drags around chapter 4 and chapter 5. So I'm hoping chapter 6 comes in swinging and ends strong. But it's a good game. I'm glad that somebody took a shot at this. You can't question the aesthetic. They do a beautiful job of having even like the barns show up on the film. Like the film grain will have the barns. If you back up too far off the screen, you'll get to a point that the screen will be like sketched out. Like that's where the film is running off the reel or whatever. So they really run that well. The music's great. The voice acting, I do not speak Japanese, but the voice actors get across their emotions extremely well. It's very, very good. Subtitles are clear on screen, so it's easy to read those. And in a game that's entirely in Japanese, that's really helpful. It's a damn good game. I just wish they would have tightened it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Been a little bit less precious with the editing knife. Would have been nice. Also, you guys do not know this, and this will be my segue into our game that we're about to talk about. But you are sitting across from a professional, trained as our hero Raiden soldier, because I have played Metal Gear VR missions.
Oh, wow.
And I am fully capable, just like Raiden is, to answer all your Special Forces questions.
Did you finish Sneaking Mission 60 and Weapons 80?
No.
That's what Brian was telling.
Apparently, I'm not yet there, so I'm getting there. No, I have acquired a PlayStation 1 copy of Metal Gear VR missions. Me and Michael went to the retro video game store on Saturday, and I grabbed that for a hell of a price. I'm very, very happy about that. I fiddled with the first couple missions. It's fun. I don't think I'll play them all, but I gotta play the Gray Fox stuff. But I just felt that I bought it primarily for that joke right there. And you ask, Eric, did that joke really warrant $18? And I say, probably 12. But yeah, it's been interesting. It was interesting to have. It's one of those things that I'm more excited about having it on a shelf than necessarily playing it. So that leads into what we have all gathered here to talk about, which is Metal Gear Solid 2, Part 2 of our 3-part discussion. Woo! There's a lot of stuff going on in this section, boys. So let's jump right into it. We left off our adventure with us having just successfully stopped Fat Man, our first boss here on the big shell.
And I was very clear, do not move an inch after you defeat Fat Man.
Yeah, you move an inch, cutscene starts. Really when you walk off the platform.
Yeah.
You walk off the platform and then it will trigger the next sequence. oh my God, it's clearly Gray Fox. Because everybody in this game uses the exact same information as Metal Gear Solid, and we're clearly supposed to believe it's the exact same person. Even though there's some weird visual effects that happen on his face that maybe gives away that maybe it's not the same person. Just throwing that out there. But we walk off the core after our final victory with Fat Man, and here pops up Gray Fox. And of course, Raiden, I think, points a gun at him and yells, "Are you dead, Cell?" Because as poor Raiden's...
Are you my mother?
It's pretty much that. Raiden has face blindness. He doesn't know who anybody is. No, but Gray Fox shows up as referenced earlier in the game when Olga makes a message, talks about a cybernetic ninja roaming around. And Gray Fox gives us our first of many info dumps here.
This is the info dump section.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I made sure to section all this off, being like, we're going to get talked at a lot.
So here Gray Fox tells us he is a messenger from basically the Patriots.
The Lalilulelo.
Yeah, he's a messenger from them. He is here to kind of gives us some kind of information to help us figure out our next kind of steps here. He does not know where the president is, but he knows where the man that would know where the president is. A guy named almost Ames.
The Secret Service agent.
Yeah, he's a Secret Service agent, and he tells us where he is located, which is in B1 Conference Hall.
The Shell 1 core.
Shell 1 core, yeah. Which is going to be our spot that we spend the bulk of this section in. Gives us a little bit of information about him. Tells us that he's got a pacemaker. So that's going to be our giveaway because he's in a room with a whole mess of hostages.
That's where they're keeping all the hostages that they took while they were doing the tour of the Queen facility.
Exactly. He gives us some information also that they clearly have a nuke that's active. He also informs us that the only way we're going to get into this core is that we're going to have to impersonate a guard that is stationed in this core, which means we're going to need the following items. A uniform that Gray Fox, or so he calls himself.
Mr. X.
Sure.
Deep throat.
Deep throat. You know.
Too deep, too throat.
That's the parody version. That's actually the sequel in the parody series. 4 Deep, 4 Throat. It's very, very hardcore. You gotta be careful with that one. He gives us a uniform right out the gate. Tells us we need an AK and we need an eye scan to get into this facility. So I appreciate that he just gives us a uniform. That's very kind of him. It would have been nice if he would have pointed us in the direction of an AK. I had a little bit of searching there. I don't know if I missed something or if I'm just if it just kind of like, hey, go figure it out.
Just like you find one. You can always, as with Metal Gear Solid, if you're stuck, you can always just message the Colonel or Pliskin and they'll be like, there might be one in the warehouse.
I want to say I messaged the Colonel because at first I went towards that direction. And also I went and took down a guard because there's a screen zoom in on one of the guards outside, and he's carrying what I found out later was not an AK. But I was like, maybe I have to go take a guard down and get his AK.
That's what I thought too.
So I took down like 2 or 3 guards with no avail. So, I think Pliskin will eventually tell you, hey, it's in the warehouse, dummy. Mm-hmm. They do that with the sniper rifle later on.
Yeah.
Where they just straight up be like, hey, dumbass, go get the sniper rifle. You can make an argument that it'd be nicer if that information was maybe a little bit more organic than just having to call people over and over again. Especially if you have not been calling them. Sometimes it banks information they're gonna give you, so you have to go through 2 calls to get to the one that actually tells you what you're looking for. We also get informed. This is where we learned that there's a new Metal Gear is being made here.
This is this is where we get the info that it's actually a Metal Gear R&D facility.
Yes,
is at this point we get the Metal Gear information piecemeal. We get the R&D facility, and then when we talk to Ames, he's like, there's a Metal Gear being built here, and the president's like, you're standing in the Metal Gear.
Yeah.
It's like a progression of, wait, what?
There's going to be times where we're going to just like go ahead and talk about particular aspects of that because it is impossible to get across the slow revelation of all this information without just having to talk about the information.
Without just being like book note, like footnote,
without without us just having to be like, as we'll learn shortly, you know. So just be aware that we're just going to give you the full information as we know it. There's a couple of conversations here. Also, they talk about that they dug up Snake's body to confirm that Snake is dead.
Missing an arm.
And he's missing an arm, which I thought was kind of cool though. You know, I was like, oh yeah, clearly that's Liquid.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that no one questioned the fact that this dead Snake body has long flowing hair, and I imagine was buried shirtless, knowing Liquid.
I mean, our Snake now has long flowing hair.
Yeah, but not like beautiful Fabio hair.
It's like greasy, like your uncle's mullet hair.
He's got Kurt Russell hair. He's got like down in the pits at the NASCAR race in 1987. He does not have long flowing Fabio hair. He's not on the cover of a book that your mom bought in 1996 from the Walmart checkout aisle. All right?
Are you calling Liquid Snake man pretty?
He's pretty. For what you can tell from that PlayStation 1 graphics, he seems like he's a handsome man.
He looks better than Solidus. Solidus is
Yeah.
just an old man.
He's just an old man. But apparently he's the greatest of the snakes.
I wouldn't have known that was him unless it did the subtitle.
It's very nice that it
It's
does.
just like, that's just an old man. If he didn't have if he had a mustache, that would be Ocelot to me.
There was a weird thing also that they're all referred to as clones.
Yeah.
But the game doesn't really ever make them look like Snake at all. Yeah. That's something I don't know, Michael, if I'm missing something.
Also, wildly different voice actors, too.
Yeah, like...
But they still talk, or Solidus and Liquid still talk similar, though.
Yeah.
Without the delivery.
Yeah, Liquid's a lot more grandiose.
Yeah.
Brother! Versus Solidus' brother. Like,
also,
deeper
you
tinge.
think they got the same voice actor for Pliskin and Snake. You'd think they would be able to cut some more cost and use that same voice actor for Liquid and Solidus. I'm very confused why they would make that decision one way and just not take it to the logical explanation.
Yep.
It's for me at this point. I do some of this stuff.
I'm like, we know it. This, like, for sure. If you somehow thought Pliskin was Snake at this point,
what?
Someone skipped some cutscenes.
This is one of many notes. I'm just going to point them out as I get to them. Rose sucks hard. Just going to throw that out there.
I think I turned the corner on that one. I
Really?
think I agree with you.
There's a point.
Last week I thought that she was just as annoying as any other character, but when I saved the game this time, I was just like, okay, she sucks.
Do you hate her more than the? Like, I hate her more than.
I don't hate her more, but it's just like, come on.
Like, it's mostly the annoying factor when I was in this point too of being like, why are you on this mission?
I had the same question. So they let you have a +1 on this one. Like,
yeah, it
makes no sense.
You know, paramedic makes sense. She is a specialist brought in. Who was the name of the woman? Mei Ling, specialist brought in for the mission. These people are there because they were recruited to be a part of your support staff. Rose was just like, hey, your girlfriend wants to be on this too? Cool, come on.
This won't jeopardize anything at all.
You know, clearly, as you're trying to stop a nuclear attack, the thing you need is your relationship drama.
And if you die, it'll be really traumatizing for...
Oh, yeah, let this woman potentially hear a ride. There's a couple times Ryden fell off the entire big shell for me.
There's a few times for me from that.
Yeah, and when that happened, this woman listened to her boyfriend fall plummeting into the water, never to be heard from again.
Yeah.
And if I liked Rose more, I would care. I'm just going to kind of skip to once we get to disguise, because it's really a lot of backtrack to get the AK, put on your disguise, and that'll get you into the door. I mean, it's it's gameplay sequence that's fine, but nothing really much to talk about there.
One thing I want to bring up here, I do like the build up whenever Mr. X is giving you the lowdown of what you need to do. It's almost like a heist mission going on, because you get the lowdown of like, well, first you gotta get past the scanner, then you gotta get past the biometric stuff, and then you gotta look for aims. So we learn to pay all the layers, like on top of each other, one after the other, kind of like set the heist.
Yeah.
The heisty
Well, it's a
vibe going
sequence
here.
of events that you're going to need to complete in a very specific order, right? Get the uniform. I'll start you off. Get the AK. Get your access through the eye scanner.
Here's my
Google how to
rotary
do a
phone.
choke and force them to do it alive.
Here's a Nokia.
I think that the one thing I do not like about that particular part, when you're talking about when you have to get into the room, I kept grabbing the guy once he was walking by it and like pulling him over, like picking him up and dragging him over there, thinking I was going to pick him up and put him against it.
Yeah.
In reality, you just wait till he looks at it and then hit the button.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where it's like I feel like my solution also works, and it's frustrating that it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we just play that little cutscene if I grab him and drag him over? Because it seems like that's
supposed to work. Because I was just standing at the thing, and when the guard walked over, I just hit square, and then that triggered the cutscene of Ryan just slamming.
That's what I
against the
did.
thing.
But I'm talking about I did it like as he was walking the path.
Yeah, you grabbed him and then dragged him over.
Yeah.
That's supposed to work.
I did not have that.
As
work
long
for
as
me.
it's not, as long as he's not like unconscious when you did that. Like if you, if he
Yeah,
had,
he's gotta
if
be-
he had like stars over his head, that won't work because his eyes are closed.
Why can't you open the eyes?
We're in a ski mask.
They have to be
Oh,
alive.
ski mask let one thing be open. Of all the things covered on a ski mask, the eyes are the one thing you can see.
The retinas will know if you're asleep. The retina scanners.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gray Fox left that out.
That tricks
Yeah,
out.
I mean,
Gray Fox is like, well,
the
clearly.
Colonel tells you.
Gray Fox is like, clearly he's done all the VR.
Oh, the Colonel tells you, okay.
It must be in the VR missions I haven't got to yet.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, clearly.
They did run into a funny thing where it's just like, I got an alarm state in that. So it's just like a bunch of dudes running in and then like punching you and your little disguise falls off and then you run around a corner and just put it back on. And they're just like, oh, where'd that guy go? There's only 3 of us in here and 2 of them are dead. So
There's a sequence which you have to sneak into a room to gain access to the microphone to listen in. And yeah, if you bump into anybody, your whole clothes fall off.
There was like 4 in hard mode. There was like 4 dudes in there, like doing like opposite tracks, like a tic-tac-toe board, like going back. So you had to like time it right, so you don't like.
There's a pretty good amount of guys in there. I want to say there's 4 in normal too.
Gotcha.
I don't think they're moving as much, but you do have to kind of like walk the edge.
They were moving pretty rapidly.
to get that microphone.
There's also a bird in there in a cage.
Yeah, which makes a noise when you get it.
Goes,
But
"Wow,
I didn't know what that did. Like it didn't like trigger the alarm or anything.
there was a lot of like really weird, like just split-second cutscenes in there where you're just walking, just like you're in uniform, so you're not going to get caught, but they try to like, I don't know if they tried to play up the drama, like you're going to get caught because
There's a
people walk
sequence when like a guard like takes off,
Yeah.
and it's like he ran
right by you. It's
He's
just
just
like,
running around that corner.
Yeah, and there's like a zoom in on like a light on the wall. I don't know what that was about.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you know, you're right. There was a lot of sequences there that makes no sense at all. What was I about to say? Oh, so once we do get that directional microphone, we're fully set up, right? And then we go into the room where the hostages are being stored. I struggled as hell figuring out the differences between the heartbeats.
Yeah.
Like maybe I'm deaf or something, but like
It's clear once you finally find it, because before you,
sure, bud.
it's like a boing boing, like a loud tingy.
Okay, then
tinny
I got lucky then.
sound.
Okay,
Because I thought it was like supposed to be a double heartbeat.
Yeah, it's it. Okay,
But then it also
it's
picks up other people's heartbeats.
Yeah,
So-
it's a metallic like beeping, like a
Yeah.
robotic beeping
I
sound.
Both me and-
got lucky then.
So you guys just kind of did do attrition,
Yes.
Yeah.
like everybody.
Well, I just got
Are
on
you
the first
Ames?
try.
Go up to a lady. Are you Ames?
Both me
Are
and
you
Nick
Ted Cell?
spent a lot of time in our early years in front of very loud amplifiers, so there's a chance we just can't hear that particular sound anymore.
Maybe.
It buzzes at a frequency above your eardrum capacity.
I once shot a 308 right beside my head one time because I'm a dumbass, and I remember hearing that beep for like 12 hours and just knowing that's the sound of noises that I will never be able to register ever again in my life. No, I struggled as hell with that, figuring out like the sound. Like I had just, and because there is a guard in the room that if he sees you
Without the AK.
will straight up like come running over and interrogate you / find you. Basically, it's nothing you can I wasn't able to do anything to stop that. Yeah, it was. I just kind of did it by attrition. Yeah, I found it that way. This cues up on kind of our next big info dump. So, our Secret Service agent here is also an agent from the Patriots.
Yeah.
Who assumes that we too are an agent from the Patriots. Now, you imagine that this great Illuminati organization would have like a secret handshake or something instead of just being like,
just say lolly lule lo.
Lolly lule lo is what it is, and because
but everybody just says that out loud all the time. That Colonel guy was just like, I'll just say it.
It's a translation thing. Because in Japanese, it's much harder to pronounce like the hard L's, the lolly lule lo.
Okay.
So that's how they can tell the difference between someone who's like in line with the Patriots or someone who's not in line with the Patriots.
Aren't all these people
It's
Russians anyways?
Yeah.
It's for the Japanese script, which got translated here. But here it's like it's like an Illuminati like secret code. That's the secret code, lolly lule lo.
I will say that.
But over there is like a translate. Yeah.
I will say that's cooler though. That is actually a tough word for people to say, because here it's like, but I think Nick's point does kind of devalue that from like an in-ward point of view. That everyone saying it is either American, Russian, or American or Russian. So yeah, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like they should walk on their security. I mean, the president has a very good way of telling who's who, so why shouldn't they?
Interesting way of shaking hands.
Yeah. We'll get there. So he gives us our initial kind of download on primarily the situation with the president. The president, and I'm going to start here, and Michael, bust out your chart here, and we'll see what we can do. The president is a figurehead controlled by the Patriots, like all presidents.
Mm-hmm.
The president before the current president, whose name is Johnson.
George Sears.
No, who's the president now is Johnson.
Johnson.
Sears is Solidus
Yes.
Snake. He was put into line by the Patriots, like all presidents are. Solidus, due to the events of both Shadow Moses and the creation of the first Metal Gear, fell out of line with the Patriots. They were not happy about him going off rogue and trying to aid the Foxhound and have his little plans. Mm-hmm. Mike was grabbing the chart, so I feel like I'm missing stuff.
No, you're good.
They were not happy about that. So when the events of Shadow Moses took place, they removed him from office, and then he was going to get a case of lead poisoning and die, but went underground with the help of Ocelot.
Mm-hmm.
So they were unable to kill him. The current president, Johnson, was going to walk with Solidus to try to gain control over this Metal Gear that is being manufactured here, Arsenal Gear, which is being protected by Metal Gear Rays. So the Metal Gear we see from the Tanko mission is the Metal Gear that is protecting the bigger Metal Gear. There's a whole bunch of stuff about Arsenal Gear I'm not going to get into because some of it's not really necessary. Long story short, Arsenal Gear is like the supreme Metal Gear.
I feel like it is the only thing that makes this whole game make sense, because from the beginning, my question has always been, why is a tank with legs that can shoot a nuke a problem? And this, I feel like, is the only problem. It's a fortress that has other Metal Gears that protects it, and also has a bunch of like special bombs.
But it also has the ability to censor like the internet.
Yeah, why?
I don't know why two of those are put into the same place. It's like as if Nick, you came to me and you're like, I have a tank now, but it also can play the radio. It is very odd that both of those are stored in the same spot. But I digress. This is the logic the game has given me. I am just the arbiter of the information.
It is so much here, and not just here. Like those were the combo of the two like info dumps that you get between Ames and like the president, because they're all pretty.
Yeah, I'm trying
here.
to keep it in line here.
There's no really like need to like space it out, because like all this info is connected. We're just learning it piecemeal at a time. So
this information, the Johnson. I'm trying not to lose my train of thought because this lore is like competing.
I can steer you on track once like we get there.
Yeah.
But I'll say everything that we should know up to this point.
Which is really that the president was working with Solidus to try to gain control over the Arsenal gear. He was going to use that to blackmail himself into the Patriots. He wants to be a member of the Patriots. Solidus don't give a fuck about that. He wants to destroy the Patriots. So the president, halfway through this, decided, oh shit, I partner myself with a madman, and he's trying to back himself out of it. Well, Solidus isn't going to let him do that. Because the fact that the president has a nanomachine check-in that is linked to the nuclear football, they cannot straight up kill the president. Because then they will lose the ability to activate all of the nuclear weapons.
The terrorists can't.
The terrorists can't. Solidus
It's
can't.
not in their best interest to do that.
No, it is not in their best interest to kill the president.
Because if they were to launch because the vital ID will get confirmed when they launch the nuke. The code is already input. The keys have already been made hot and cold.
Yeah, exactly.
So
some guy went to the freezer already. I like the picture that they sent like Olga to the freaking furnace and she had to hold it up next to her.
I don't understand why this is relevant.
This seems like a bunch of padding.
It does. Olga's like, this is bullshit. And then they made them separated on different shelves. I gotta walk all the way over there.
$15 billion. $15 billion. Because basically Olga's motivation throughout this game is just get money.
Yeah. Good for Olga.
Fair.
For some reason, Olga fascinates me. I don't know why. That character fascinates me because I don't know much about her still in this game. So they are holding the president hostage, basically, because they need his ID. And then we'll get into the rest of it in a later segment.
Yeah.
While we're doing this, Ocelot shows up. And not only does Ocelot show up, but a mysterious figure walks in that they call Snake. And like, oh no, Ryan's like, clearly this is Solid Snake.
I dropped my controller during this. so
I
didn't see this.
No, I accidentally tried to pause the game.
Yeah.
So it skipped all of it.
Yeah.
So I had to watch it on YouTube.
I forgot to do that.
This bit here.
Do a good job.
Is this the build up to Solidus talking with Ocelot, or did that whole conversation?
No, this is the spot in which you are using
you
your
skipped
listening device. Because if you hit start, or like I tried to
you
pause
think it's a gameplay section, but it's really a cutscene.
Because in my defense, I was holding my piss for like 20 minutes, trying to wait till they stopped talking so I could go take a piss. So it's like, oh, cool, gameplay. Pause, skips it, goes right back in talking.
Fun fact, if you move the directional microphone more to the left of the conversation, you'd also be hearing another guy holding his piss. Johnny's on the big show.
Johnny's not holding his piss, he's shitting all over the
Yeah.
place. In the video, they were helpfully nice enough to cut that into it so I could watch both. It was very nice.
Oh, the IGN guide. Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't watch the IGN guide.
Yeah,
I try
gotcha.
to avoid all IGN.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't like IGN's coverage and stuff.
Huh.
It just seems kind of
No
like,
reason?
not really.
Okay.
They're just kind of. I've never enjoyed it. Like I've always felt like it's very bland. I don't know.
Okay. Take that, IGN.
Yeah, fuck you, IGN. I lost my place. I was too busy pissing off a multi-million-dollar organization.
Ocelot is talking to the
Ocelot is
snake.
talking to who we now would know as Solidus. And there's just a bunch of conversation. Ocelot refers to him as King, which he says it almost like as like a dude. You know, like there's this thing where men are trying to like call people like, "What's up, King?" and like try to be pro like we're trying to boost each other up, right?
Yeah.
That's what Ocelot's doing. Because he's calling like Solidus walks in, he's like, "What's up, King? How are you?" And like trying to be like mutually supportive.
Yeah.
Man, we get torn down too much among ourselves.
They also call Fortune Queen, so it's like a deck of 52 situation where they're all named after card pieces.
I don't want to believe that. I just want to believe that Ocelot's one of those guys.
But they're
really
the only
trying to
two.
hype people
But they're the
up.
only two who commit to the bit because you just have Vamp and Ocelot. They're just like, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah. I don't give a shit. No, and so basically, there's a long conversation about like where the current state of the president is located.
Solidus is like, that boy, he must be with the Patriots. He's like, Ryan asking everybody where Dead Cell. Solidus just assumes everybody's just with the Patriots. He's like, this boy.
Yeah. All of this leads to after this whole conversation, they talk about their plan to launch the nuke and cause an EMP. It's basically like another little mini info dump within the massive info dump. There is this entire section.
You see like the political like turmoil amongst like the terrorists, because it's all like a power struggle that they all want different things here. Olga's just like, well, you don't want my father to die, and Ocelot's like, Sergei was my friend. When we saw him gun down the dude.
Ocelot is a pro. Like when he said, like, and the speed at which he's like, why would you say such a horrible statement? And then you cut 2 hours back in 3 hours ago. Ocelot's like, you fucking
He's like,
idiot.
screw Russia.
Yeah, I betrayed the motherland in the Cold War. But then here he's like, why would you say such a horrible thing about my close and personal friend, which was your father?
I never betrayed him twice.
I have never betrayed anybody.
I've never hurt anybody in my entire life, and then Solidus is like, I know this.
Ocelot, because Ocelot is the only man who is competent, comes into the room, looks over at a guard that's spending a lot of time talking to the one important Secret Service agent, and goes, I gotta check this shit out.
He also saw him on the security cam. It cuts back to him on the cam just going, I'm just gonna see this play out.
I've said this many times. Ocelot's the only competent person in the Metal Gear universe. He's just like, what the fuck? Let's go see what's going on.
Let's see this play
and
out.
he comes up, he's like, identify yourself. And then what I like is the other guard in the room's like, I have no clue who this guy is. Like, I'm a part of the Special Forces team. I know, we all hang out, play cards. I've never seen you at the card game.
He's trying to show off, like, yeah, he does look suspicious. No, he had no idea what was going on.
This cues our Secret Service agent guy to have a heart attack straight out of, like, how all the other agents of the Patriots and stuff had heart attacks during Metal Gear Solid 1. Dies in a horrible heart attack. As he realizes that you're not a member of the Patriots, he's like, oh no, I gave away the farm. Ocelot finds us out. Gray Fox saves us in a very obvious callback to Metal Gear Solid. But what I like about it is Ocelot learned his lesson. This time, Ocelot pours his arm back. But I like that.
I'm surprised he didn't hold like the liquid arm out and be like, please!
he cuts off Ocelot's other arm, so he has to attach another supervillain's arm to it.
It's just a three-headed monster fighting for control.
Oh shit, that'd be great.
The Ghost Sun Man.
It's like the original bars from Metal Gear Solid 3, so he's just got like the bars from 3 in his head. He's got liquid in his head, and he's got his own voice in his head. It's great. Solidus, Liquid Ocelot the Bars.
Liquid Bossalot.
Liquid Bossalot! I love it! This cues up to a sequence in which we escape. Gray Fox covers our escape, blocking bullets with a sword, being all cool, Ninja Man, being straight up Snake Eyes Rip. You know, he's Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, basically. We escape, and we get our next section is we need to leave and get to where they're holding the president. And to do so, we're going to need to cross a bridge that has been just completely leveled with C4. I tried this originally with the pistol because I was able to hit most of those targets.
This time you need
the only one I couldn't hit was the one on the drone.
Gotcha. Could you even get the one behind the flag?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hit that one. Did you get the one behind the flag?
I mean, I would assume so,
You
because
had
every
to,
time...
yeah.
Do you just get mad and shoot the flag going, screw you, Solidus, and then hit it?
I ain't gonna lie,
so, but
I did die a lot here.
I died a lot,
because-
too, because you have to, like... I didn't know you had to hit the drone. So, like, you have to take an optional phone call to know that the drone is up there.
I did not know about hitting the drone. I died multiple times trying to do it with the pistol.
Yeah.
And then I realized there's got to be a tool that I missed. So I think you go all the way back to the warehouse, I want to say.
Yeah, for the sniper rifle.
To get the sniper rifle, which is a trick that they did. Remember with Metal Gear Solid, they did that. With the scene where Meryl gets shot, you leave Meryl to go run back through the entire base to go get a sniper rifle, come back, and they're like, where's Meryl at? Well, fuck, you've been gone for 3 hours. Like, you know. But, I like some of them. Like, some of them are cool. Like, the one with the bards are blocking it. So you have to shoot the bards to hit it. Shooting through the flag was cool and stuff. It was trial and error for me. A lot of walking forward,
I had
triggering
more that were like underneath the bridge, so I had to get to like a really specific angle, and then like do with the pistol, and then get on my tiptoes sideways to like shoot one, because.
Well, remember, he's playing on hard, so I imagine it throws extras.
I just feel like
I
don't remember anything about the flag, but maybe I just like moved around a lot.
It does occasionally flap where you can see it,
Or
so you
maybe,
might have seen it.
or maybe
shot.
on normal. I think there's a couple that like change too around.
Really?
So.
Mine, I had like 6 on the bridge. I had one that had the birds blocking it, that you have to shoot the birds, get them to run away and shoot it.
If you shoot too many birds, you'll get a phone call from Rose going, "What's wrong with you? You like to torture animals?"
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's funny.
That
I was like,
seems
"What,
par-
Ryan? What are you doing?"
Seems par for the course. And then the drawn one, which was the one that kept getting me, because I couldn't hit it with the pistol originally, and that's the whole thing. It's okay. This trigger is just an okay sequence of traversing the environment. Raiden has no like catch the ledge before he falls animation, so you can just like fall off like pipes and stuff very easily. Michael here talked about that you can do pull-ups to get your grip strength up.
I considered it, but it just took a really long time.
Yeah,
I was just
you
like,
have to do 100 of those.
thanks. I think I got to 9, and I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yes. It's like fuck, Raiden. No.
I got the achievement
Let-
to level 3 where you have to do 200 pull-ups.
Oh my god.
There's
For
an
15
achievement.
Yeah, for level 3 grip. Yeah.
Guess I'm gonna have to do some pull-ups. You can just let them do the crappy CrossFit pull-ups that aren't real pull-ups, and if you do them, you've never done a real pull-up. That's Erica. That's physical fitness. Eric getting mad about the fact that CrossFit people brag about like I did 200 pull-ups yesterday. Then you watch them do the pull-ups, and they never did a single one because they're just like throwing their body like a dead fish.
What's the difference?
Are we gatekeeping
Pull-
exercise
yes.
on this show?
Yes. Pull-up is a proper way to do a pull-up, and then there's the CrossFit way of doing a pull-up. Screw your CrossFit.
Does it help at all? Or
No!
do you work it? Okay.
You look like a dead fish. The proper way. You want to talk about pull-ups? We're talking about pull-ups for 20 minutes.
As long as they're getting their exercise in. That's what I say.
You didn't see the twitch. Lost my point. CrossFit threw me off. My rage at CrossFit threw me off. Oh, yeah, I'm back. Yeah, it's just I thought this was fine. You know, it was a lot of just wait for the guard, not the look. I thought in one particular sequence where you're having to skim your way across the edge, I thought I was doing it perfectly, but I just kept getting seen. I
just ran.
didn't enjoy this
Yeah.
very much. Michael, I mean, how you feel about this whole sequence?
This is like the right before the Harry
The
Hoss-
transversing. Yeah,
Where
transversing.
there's like dudes on the windows and stuff.
Oh, that's after the
Oh, did we? Oh, yeah,
Boss
we
fight.
skipped the boss fight.
Oh.
the Harrier fight.
Harrier.
Yeah, that's what I was like. We haven't talked about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I talked about the transversing section that happens after that.
Yeah, this one.
After you take out the C4, you trigger the boss fight with Solidus. This is when Solidus shows up. He is an old man in what looks to be like a bomb-proof suit that has like a little section that closes.
And he can just freak out and like get bigger. In certain
Yeah, he just
circumstances.
goes and he gets bigger. This is where Pliskin. Oh my God, Michael! I just put 2 and 2 together when I was looking at my notes.
Yeah.
He is clearly Solid Snake. Ah.
Otacon is here on the helicopter too.
Yeah, Otacon and Snake show up. They've been doing stuff in the background, getting the helicopter ready to get the hostages out.
Getting information and not telling
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. But this is where like the cat's out of the bag. Snake's clearly Snake. Solidus is introduced.
R.I.P.
Snake shoots at Solidus from the truck, the helicopter, and it's just hilarious to me that Snake's like, another fucking brother, bam.
I love the bit here where Solidus like dodges like the shot and his coat burns on fire and he just like does the glare up as the fire is behind him and like it's a cool shot.
There's a lot of cool sequences here. This triggers Vamp flying in with a Harrier jet that Solidus jumps on top of. And we have to, with the aid of, I would say Otacon and Snake aren't doing anything.
They throw stuff at you sometimes.
Yeah, everyone says they throw stuff down. But we have to fight the Harrier jet with the Stinger missiles. I enjoyed this boss fight. I knocked it out first go.
This is a tough one for me.
Really?
Yeah, I like this one.
If you
I like
kind
this
of,
one, but-
maybe I just exploited the steps a lot. I would step
I think
up.
you have to at a certain point.
Yeah, that's kind of how I beat it. I just stood on top of the steps to piss him off, and then ran down the steps, and he would miss me.
I think this part is just like I really, really hate playing on a controller. Anything that's not like
a side scroller or like a platformer. Fuck controllers, dude.
This
it's
is
the
not
worst
a-
thing.
let's
It's like
also-
playing pool with a rope.
This is not a wonderful control scheme either.
The Stinger and the Sniper specifically is just like, why is it so fast?
There is a lot. I take into consideration the time the game was made, but the control scheme I do not like. I still don't like the control scheme in 2 or 3.
No.
Especially for doing actions quickly.
Yeah.
For a stealth game, it's fine when you have time to set up an action. But when you are in a situation like this where you're unselecting the stinger and having to reselect the stinger, it's very disorienting because there's no like point in the direction and then go into the scope. It's straight into the scope. And so like you'll be trying to line your body up to trigger it. It's very hard to hunt targets. I don't enjoy this control scheme. But I enjoy this boss fight. I enjoyed it. I understand why you wouldn't though.
It's cool that they bomb out a little piece of the platform.
Yeah, it's very small. That little piece of metal like takes some rockets and machine gun fire. You gotta make sure not to shoot down the helicopter because your stinger locks onto that too.
Yeah.
I like this boss fight. You take down the fighter jet. Vamp hops down and runs on water. Just disappears into another section of the.
Runs up the silo there.
What
Yeah.
can you say? Kids love running up straight surfaces.
That's what we said.
Always have.
Yeah, they always have. You can run real fast up a wall. Kids love it. They love it.
Metal Gear Ray like snatches the jet from the air.
Yeah, it comes out and grabs it in his mouth and goes
Ryan's
back under the
freaking
water.
out, going, "Oh crap! Metal Gear's active."
Ryan has moments here he gets metal.
I like Ryan's coming into his own, especially after this boss fight with the conversation with the Colonel. Is like, do this. Just like he's like, we're out here, we bleed, we die.
He's starting to get a little bit more balls to him.
And he even questions, and Euros, I can't believe you signed up for this mission. Like he's
starting to
he
get some
snapped.
balls.
Like he mostly kept the good secret agent going here, and then he's like snapping, going, no one told me anything.
Well,
going
it's
here.
all good. It's all well and good to be the good secret agent when you only have theory.
Yeah.
It's
Then
when
you get your dick grabbed by the president. It's
Yeah,
like,
man, the president grabs your dick and you get shot at by jets. It's a lot harder to be like, yeah, let's just follow orders now. It's like, motherfucker, no one's out here grabbing your dick.
Solid Snake does it.
Yeah.
He's just like, all right, let's
Well,
just do it, I guess.
But Snake is always surly. He's like,
Exactly.
yeah, give me my
Exactly.
fucking cigarettes. Why won't you let me have my
That
cigarettes?
was in his training when he was in Foxtown with Big Boss, because he was like, all right, you're going to be in a situation where someone higher up than you is going to grab your junk. Like Vogan did it. It was like, wait a minute, you're not Ivan.
That's true.
He's like, I know Ivan, all right? You're not Ivan. I like this whole section. I like in my notes right here that I say Snake reveals himself to Raiden, and I put in parentheses, joke stuff here. And so, yeah, you can see how my notes work. This is when we do the whole sequence where we're climbing around stuff. I didn't like it. I've already talked about it.
I slipped on bird poop and fell.
Yeah, you can.
It's
do
almost cartoony, like he does the whoop 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 like slip. That skull suit is must not have traction at all.
I just like I like to think there's like almost like pantyhose bottoms. You know, it's very you step on it, it just slips. Olga talks about just wanting to go home and wants to make sure her crew has the ability to pick and choose whether they stay or not. And the overhard sequence.
She's
here.
big on like she's like, we get half. We're getting half. Don't worry, half of the $30 billion. But as we know of Ames, he was like, it's not about the money. They want the nuke.
Yeah,
So that information didn't go down the line very far.
Yeah, Olga's in the dark in a lot of things. She's thinking that. I feel like she has an understanding that it's equivalent to riding in the first 3 hours of the mission.
Of the
Now
from the
she's-
opposite side
Yeah.
perspective, being like, oh, this is just a ploy to get money.
So this sequence we're in now, President is behind electric floors, so we have to go get a remote launcher. This is a sequence where we just swim through some underwater sequence that teaches us how to swim. It's not a great swimming mechanic, but it works, I guess.
I swam a bit in the tutorial area, so Colonel called me. He's like, oh, good, you already know how to swim. Because Because if you jump in the water at the beginning, that's when he gives the tutorial for that.
Really, see, I didn't get it till here.
Mm-hmm.
This is when I talk about Rose sucks again. We know nothing about these people, so why do we give a shit about their relationship problems? This feels like a High School Musical
Every
movie.
time you save, you get the lowdown and like there's a bit where Raiden's like, you realize Raiden, how emotionally distant Raiden is. Like,
right here, these fuckers can't even have a homecoming party. Because she talks about having her plans for the homecoming party. And Raiden's like, why don't we just go out to eat? She's like, oh, I guess we can go out to eat, Raiden. It's like, these fuckers can't even do a homecoming party. Fuck these people. I hate all this. I hate Rose so bad.
Did you get to the bit where like she broke into his room?
Yeah.
And like,
then there's a bit where she apologizes for breaking into his room, and she's like, you know what I found in there, Raiden? He goes, what? Because at this point, Raiden's getting sick of this shit. And she goes, nothing. Not even you. He wasn't home!
It's just because it's a bed, and that's it, and black walls.
Is that what you was talking about being lonely?
Yeah.
I just fucking hate that shit.
You know when you want to hear about this stuff? When you're clearly trying to shut the game off for the night.
Yeah.
Because it's like you save it, and I double save everything. So I save it, and I want to get through this shit to double save, but then Rose got to talk about, why aren't you emotionally available, Raiden?
Because I'm trying to save the President of the United States and try to prevent nuclear war.
Mission failed on that one.
And a purified hydrogen bomb going off in the atmosphere, causing a blackout. Doing a fight.
I saw how that walked in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It's scary as shit.
Solidus wants to do the end of Fight Club.
Yeah, he wants to do Fight Club. No, Fight Club, he blows up the financial system.
Yeah, that's what they say Solidus wants to do. He wants to blow up the... He wants to blow up Wall Street to lose all of the Patriots' money. He wants to cripple them financially.
He wants to do
before he goes after them with the giant freaking
Metal
fortress at this point.
Yeah, he doesn't want to blow up those particular buildings. He just wants to knock out power and everything to the entire island.
Ames says that he wants to turn New York City into a free republic, free from technology, by blowing it up in the atmosphere.
A new outer heaven.
New outer heaven, exactly.
Oh, I was going to ask about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask about a lot of stuff at the end of this.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we get our remote launcher, we go up, we shoot it through the vents, and you do what I did the first time and hit the president straight on.
He ran right into
He runs right into it. But then we blow up the thing, we walk in, Mr. President, how you doing? Naturally, he grabs us
He
by
undoes
the dick.
his tie a little bit. He's like, I thought you were here to kill me. And Ryan's like, no, sir.
As he's getting his dick grabbed, he's just saluting. No one ever talks about why he does that. Is there any explanation why he grabs Ryan's dick?
He thought Ryan was a woman.
So the solution to the problem is clearly to grab their junk. Is that how we...
Kojima is a prophet. Moving on.
Yep. Kojima. Oh, no. That means we're going to be having to... I'm going to get that delivery job soon, guys. That's the only job that survives. Kojima is a prophet.
We've already been through that.
Yes. Oh, here we go. We talked about the president was teaming up with Solidus to try to blackmail himself into the Patriots. But they realized that Solidus has no interest in that. He wants to blow up a hydrogen bomb in the atmosphere, causing an EMP effect over the entire city of New York City, crippling the financial sector that the Patriots obviously have control over.
Because they got the philosopher's legacy? Is that why?
Dun dun dun.
Right?
I feel like that has to be it, right?
That's how they got all that money, that sweet money?
I feel like the philosopher... we don't know that yet.
Is that
but I
Michael
feel
shaking his head because I do know something?
About the philosophers. Yeah, because we know the philosophers became the Patriots in the American sector.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why they got all that money.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to make that no.
He's targeting
Their
the
wallets,
financial. Yeah.
Okay.
This
is me getting excited because I think I know stuff
Yeah.
now.
You know stuff now.
Okay.
This is me panicking, having to remember how to put all this together. The president, realizing that Solidus is crazy, backs out. Because he's not willing to go to war with the Patriots. He wants to be a member of the Patriots. This is also where we realize that, one, Solidus had a hand in the events of Shadow Moses. Mm-hmm. The members of the Department of Defense official and the member of Shadow Moses' development team that die in first Metal Gear Solid were killed by the Patriots. Because the Patriots were not happy at the fact that Shadow Moses was taking place, and they were also extremely unhappy at the fact that Solid Snake, after stopping the events of Shadow Moses, became like a worldwide hero. Because he's not a hero that they put into place.
What made the Patriots most mad about Shadow Moses wasn't the fact that Metal Gear was being built. It was the fact that the warhead data was leaked after Shadow Moses, because that's what Solidus' first step of his grand master plan was, to leak the
information
warhead
about,
data.
yeah.
And the second one was that it revealed the existence of Metal Gear to the general public, as well as the Genome Army.
Yeah.
Because all of that information was like blown wide open. And because, getting really into the weeds here, the information was blown public because there was a tell-all book that is in the game, written by like 600 pages of on-screen text. I'm not kidding. Written by Natasha Romanenko, who was the nuclear weapons specialist from the first game. And it is a full-on book that you can like straight up read. That is Shadow Moses from her perspective. I believe there is a physical copy.
I feel like you can buy a physical copy of this.
Of Shadow Moses from the perspective of someone who was working remote on Shadow Moses. Also, it reveals that, I read the first chapter, Ames is her ex-husband.
Everybody's related.
Everyone.
Okay. Say somebody forgot all the stuff that happened in the game before this.
And wanted a 2-sentence synopsis of what Shadow Moses is.
Shadow Moses was the event in which Solid Snake was sent in to stop a rogue government organization called Foxhound, who had gained control over what was believed to be a nuclear disposal site, but then revealed the development site of the first Metal Gear. Okay. In that process, we learn that Solid Snake is a clone of Big Boss, alongside his evil brother, Liquid Snake, who is killed in these events. We also learn about the Genome Soldier Army, and we learn about Foxdie, which is a virus that can kill off members of that Genome Soldier Army. All of this information at the end of Shadow Moses is revealed to the public. So Snake is a national hero. Shadow Moses, everything we learn in Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, accidentally. But everything we learn in Metal Gear Solid is also learned by the public because of the tell-all book.
Shadow Moses got out, and so they had to. That was pinned on Sears, who stepped down and was going to be targeted the Patriots, but he went underground and was hiding from them.
Solidus took the blame, and they were going to kill him, but he went underground, and Ocelot and him have been hiding ever since. And the big problem is also Snake was not a hero put into play by the Patriots. This is why they have a personal grudge against Snake. The events of the Tanko mission that we have played was a very engineered plan to take down Solid Snake and ruin his reputation, pitching him as a terrorist.
Steal Ray for the Patriots.
Because Metal Gear Ray was not being developed by the Patriots. Remember when we talked about the mission on the Tanko, how it kept beating into your head that Ray is being developed by the Marines, and the Navy doesn't know about it.
Yeah.
It's because the Navy is developing Arsenal gear.
The Patriots and the Navy are developing Arsenal gear. Ray is not something they were developing. So this mission was to get access and to take Ray for themselves.
Like Ocelot says, I'm taking it back. For the Patriots.
For the Patriots. So the Patriots did not develop Ray. They stole it during the Tanko mission.
Okay, I'm not going to ask any more questions until Michael gives me the graph at the end of this, and I'm going to ask all the questions.
Gotcha.
Michael, I want to say that is the bulk of the information that is here. Is there something I missed?
That is the bulk of the information here. Johnson said he wanted to leave his own mark on history, so we had talked about how he separated from Solidus when he realized his plan involved like nuclear weapons. He was like, I just wanted to join him, man. He wanted to basically hold Arsenal hostage to join their
Johnson
ranks.
didn't want a full-scale war with the Patriots. He just wanted to join them. He wanted to manipulate himself into the 12 members of the Patriots.
And Solidus did that. When Solidus was in office, it's like you get to the presidency and realize, surprise, you have no power. So that pissed off Solidus to the point where he kicked off Shadow Moses. He sent Ocelot in to provoke Liquid to starting Shadow Moses so that he could leak out the Metal Gear information and kickstart his rebellion,
His
essentially.
plan to take over, to destroy the Patriots. I feel like that's all the information, but at the end we would do a final wrap up of
Yeah.
what we know. We talked about how the president's nanomachines are important to them. They need those nanomachines to be able to launch this nuke and fire it. So the president tells us, clearly, son, the thing you need to do is kill me. Raiden won't do it.
He goes, that's your role.
Yeah, Raiden won't do it, even though really, in reality, Raiden should do it. Luckily, the president tries to fight with him, and then that's how the gun's being flipped around. Bam! Ocelot kills the president, and then goes like, "You're welcome, kid," and walks out.
Whoops, my finger slipped.
I love Ocelot.
He also looks at Ryan, gives him like some finger guns, and goes, see you around. Carry the
I like also he only does it with one hand. It's like Liquid's hand can't do finger guns. Liquid's like, that's so fucking lame. I'm not letting you use my hand to do finger guns. Ocelot bails. This is when we like come to the Colonel. This is when Ryan's really starting to like lose his damn tempo here. He's like, did you freaking know? And the Colonel's like, this is above me. Listen, like
My favorite line that the Colonel says here is like, he was the president. I'm sure he knows what he was talking about.
Well, yeah, because yeah. All of faith should be there. No, but I do like the fact that he goes like, he was willing to die to try to stop that nuke. We have to his wards have to have some weight. I do like that line by the Colonel. It's a good sense of logic. Like, if he was lying to you, he took that lie so far that he let himself die.
Oh.
So we should probably assume that what he's telling us is correct.
We do have one piece of information that we didn't go over, and that is the GWAI aboard Arsenal gear. That is the basically the censorship to basically censor the internet.
Yeah, I mentioned that in the first thing.
Yeah, because they are afraid. The Patriots are afraid that the oncoming swath of information brought on from the
rise of the internet.
The rise of the internet will make them irrelevant because people will just drown out and like make their own truths based on the internet. So they want to control that information because they want to control the message, which is why Shadow Moses was such a big deal to them, because they couldn't control the message of Shadow Moses.
Also, it's very important to them. It's hard to be a shadowy organization when the whole world knows how to find things about you, you know. So it's protecting their interest.
Their enmity. Yeah.
At this point, we learn our next objective, which is EE. This is Otacon's sister. She is kind of thrown in as the next MacGuffin. She is capable of actually uploading a virus that can stop Arsenal gear.
The digital component to Fox Die is what it's referred to as.
So something that can do a mass shutdown of Metal Gear. I imagine it would shut down the Rays too.
Because biological weapons are the exact same as computer viruses.
Of course.
Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions.
Don't.
Conveniently, she is located in the basement of this building. So we're going to head back downstairs. We're going to do some more swimming. We're going to learn how
No
to
backtracking this time.
Yeah. And in the process of trying to get there, we learned that she's terrified of water because Otacon has a weird family history.
You haven't even begun
So stupid.
to unravel this weird thing.
Otacon was on my good side until recently. We trigger at this point. We find where she's located, and we are stopped by Vamp. Vamp's there to keep us from getting to her. So we fight Vamp in a room full of hard water that would drag us under. We can't swim in it, even though Vamp swims in it perfectly fine until we don't. Vamp also has shown throughout the entire game that you can't hit him with bullets until you fight this boss fight. And you realize sometimes you can hit him with bullets. I beat Vamp in the first try.
I did not beat Vamp in the first try.
99% of the way until he knocked me into the fucking pool.
Oh, he knocked you into the pool.
I mean, he threatened you at the beginning of that. He's like, "You're gonna drown in this,"
And I did.
he
He kept his promise.
kept his word.
Real quick, my solution to the problem was shooting at him when he could, but also,
Bold.
when he does the walking thing, I would put a claymore down,
Yeah, that's smart.
shoot at him, so he would charge me and run straight into the claymore.
Okay,
And when I
smart.
did the get frozen thing, where he throws the little dart or whatever and stops me in my tracks, I just put a claymore on either side of
I
me,
didn't think I never
and
thought
then
about
he
that.
charges at you, and he blows up on the claymore. So the fact that I've been collecting claymores this entire time and never used them worked out great here. Vamp doesn't understand how claymores work, apparently.
My strategy here was high explosives, grenades, and the grenade launcher to like basically keep him at bay. Because on hard, he has a move where he would flip over you and swipe at your leg, and that is a one-hit kill. If you don't have a ration equipped, that's your entire life bar.
Nice.
In one move. But I do like this boss fight because there is a lot of options you can do. When he's swimming in the pool, you can pull out your Stinger missile and shoot the water, and that will quickly drain his O2, so he has to surface. You can also do grenades to attack health. The Stingers attack his stamina for some reason. I don't know, because I think it's just you're just blowing up the surface, because they explain how he can walk on water, because it's like, since Arsenal's being built below us, this is high density water. It's very dense, so you can stand on top. So I can stand on top of it.
I like the vamp fight. It's a little melodramatic that you can't shoot him. Like I thought, because at first I wouldn't shoot
really
at him.
tedious.
I
That's
think
really
the
tedious.
Claymore thing took him out pretty quick.
Yeah, that's like if you're smart. I just waited the entire time, and it was just really boring.
See,
And like again, I hate using the controllers. So it was like every time I had to shoot them, but
You have to.
I think that's on me for just like not thinking about claymores.
You have to
and
in
stuff.
first person, because on hard he'll throw knives like crazy at you.
You
There's
can
a
shoot
lot of
'em.
those.
That's the cool thing. You shoot them and they'll ricochet. That's
Yeah, but then you miss like the opportunity to shoot him most of the time.
I think the Claymores is what made that boss fight more fun to me, because the Claymores do like a big chunk.
Yeah.
So I was getting them down. I only had like the shooting sequence like 3 times, because the Claymores was doing the bulk of the damage. I did not know about how to get them out of the water faster, so I was just waiting there.
I didn't know about the Claymore bit, so I feel like now I can deal with them no problem. It's like
You have the ultimate
It's
strategy.
the Metal Gear Solid 1 thing. Is like if you beat these bosses once, you feel like you know them, and you can be like,
It's like when fighting Grey Fox
Except-
the first time and one, like learning how
Except-
the chaff grenades work and all that stuff.
Except here, because it's new, most of the bosses center around the first person view, because it's like here's the new mechanic, we gotta have it in for the bosses. And because of that, I'm gonna say here, even though this is my favorite Metal Gear Solid game, these are my least favorite bosses in the series.
Right now, I still like Metal Gear Solid 1's bosses better.
I love the characters, but I think they're the weakest bosses here. But we'll get into why I love Metal Gear Solid 2 at the end of this thing.
Yeah.
I just feel like if they remade these games and it was just like all first person, it would be a completely different story. Like I would be like the diehard person for these games.
Even if they made them with, you have not played 5 yet.
Yeah.
But if you play it like 5's control scheme with this, it would be perfect.
Five
Yeah,
plays
like if I could just do left trigger, aim down sight, right trigger, shoot somebody.
Five plays
it'd
like
be
a
fine.
dream.
I went back and played Ground Zeroes
That's a great game.
before after I played this.
It's better than the main game. Anyway, moving on.
It's pretty fucking great.
Gonna
So are we
drop
gonna
that
play
there.
5 since everybody hates it?
Possibly.
Not
We've-
even- no-
it's up
No
for
one
debate.
hates 5. I'm like the only one saying like 5's disappointing, but it's an amazing game. If that makes
It
sense.
is an amazing playing game. If you know all the stuff that's frustrating about Metal Gear, like how it controls and like you can figure out something in your head, but actually doing it is not fun.
Yeah.
5 removes that problem. Doing the stuff is easy. So like you can do like, oh, I want to bring up my box here and sneak through on my box, because 5 just makes it like a modern video game.
I spied by a guy I didn't see. It goes into slow motion and turns you right to him, so you can, if you're quick enough, draw out the gun really fast and just headshot him.
Yeah,
That sounds
slow
cool.
motion.
Yeah, there was a slow motion mechanic. I don't know if Ground Zeroes is still on Game Pass.
I don't think so.
I think I might have Ground
if
Zeroes
you have
anyways.
Ground
It
Zero,
was a Games with Gold
Ground
forever ago.
Zeroes takes about an hour to play the first mission. The other ones are like side missions that take place in the same environment.
It's basically the tanker chapter for Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah,
But they
Okay.
separated
but
the game.
you do not need to. It's Big Boss.
It's Big Boss.
I suggest.
So this is
5 is a sequel to 3.
1970s.
We are
Okay.
not. Yeah, you're playing as Big Boss in 5, not Snake.
Proper 5, no spoilers, is 1980s.
Yes.
so like technically we should have played 5.
yeah, but
No,
then we had
it's hard to divvy up. It's like 30 hours, so you can see
So we're
the
not
problem
gonna
here.
play 5.
We're gonna,
Maybe.
We'll try. We're going. I've been thinking of ways to make 5 work, but it involves us probably playing like Ground Zeroes the first like 5 or 6 hours of 5, and then coming back months later and being like, all right, we finished the game and got the real ending. Because getting the real ending involves playing a lot of stuff from the first half of the game
On hard.
remixed on hard before you can unlock the real ending of the game.
There is, I will say this.
Okay.
5 has some beautiful moments. 5 is an unfinished game, is known to be an unfinished game. Kojima did not finish.
Kojima got ousted.
That's around that time, yeah.
So
There are
5
debates of like, no, this was the game that was like, that he actually intended, because every Metal Gear has cut content, but like it's an ongoing debate. If
I
it's
can
actually
tell you right
finished or
now,
not.
I do not believe this is finished. Like, you just look at the way that game. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that when we get to 5.
Yeah. We defeat Vamp.
We defeat Vamp and
Kill Vamp. He falls into the water. And this is the point in which we save. And this is our stopping point. Next show, we'll be completing Metal Gear Solid 2, which is very exciting. And I'm probably going to have to go out and do some some pull-ups to get the achievement for 200 pull-ups.
All right. I believe Nick had some questions.
I have a lot of questions. Can I see your paper?
Yes, you can see my paper.
I got a piece of paper in my hand.
I have a flow chart of the factions at play in this game, because there's a lot of like factions. There's a lot of people. There's also a lot playing multiple sides. So I just wanted to lay out this in case like you guys had any questions about like allegiances where everyone fell in this chart.
We've got Foxhound.
Yes.
That's who we're
That's
representing.
who we are. We're
these people.
Raiden, Campbell, and Rose are the known members of the re-established Foxhound.
And Foxhound just exists for you to have a team as the player. Yes or no?
Yeah.
At this point,
At this point, yes.
Okay. Now we have... Who do we find next? We didn't even talk about Philanthropy. Who is Philanthropy?
Philanthropy is Snake and Otacon.
They mentioned that in front
At
of
the
the
beginning.
Tanko
That's
mission.
their
That's the
UN
name of
established
their company.
organization that just goes and deals with Metal Gears.
As we are in the game now, what is their... what are they going for? What do they want to do?
Stop Metal Gear.
Stop Metal Gear.
Yes.
Any type of Metal Gear, because they went to the tanker because there was Metal Gear Ray being established there. They didn't want to destroy it because they didn't want to destroy like government property, because that'd be acts of terrorism. So that's why you were taking pictures of it, so you could leak it to the public and then hopefully cause political pressure to end Metal Gear.
Philanthropy is attempting to live. They are playing off like the whole de-armament of the entire world.
Okay.
It's like the equivalent of like someone today being like, we gotta get rid of all nuclear missiles.
Okay.
So in a way, he's like ironically becoming Big Boss by stealing new.
So I was about to ask in like a one-word answer is when the term Peace Walker or something like that gets thrown around. It's in related
This is
to
linking
this
to
motive.
the fact that Big Boss's motive was peace through
Stealing, so
having all the bombs.
But their stuff is like, we're not going to steal Metal Gear. We're going to do political pressure to end like Metal Gear production.
Snake wants to get rid of the Metal Gears. Big Boss was going to get rid of the Metal Gears one way or another.
While building his own Metal Gear.
Okay, we have the Sons of Liberty.
The Sons of Liberty. It consists of Solidus, Olga, Ocelot, and Dead Cell, Vamp, and Fortune.
And they're, as we know it now, their motives are to
to shoot the nuke
Well,
off.
they all
Does
have
everybody in here have different motives?
Yeah. Solidus has kill the Patriots. Dead Cell has blow up the world. As he says, they're like, we're gonna use the bomb. We're not gonna shoot in the sky. We're gonna shoot at the ground. We're gonna blow up everything, man. Ocelot's motive is at this point in the game a giant question mark, because we don't know where his allegiances lie.
That's why Ocelot's on there like 3 times.
Even like whenever Raiden and Otacon and Snake are exchanging information, they're like, well, what's Ocelot doing besides Solidus? Because we saw him steal. Snake says, I heard him say he was taking it back for the Patriots, and Ocelot wants to, and Solidus wants to kill the Patriots, so we don't know what side Ocelot is on.
And then Olga just wants to get paid.
Olga wants money.
And then Solidus has personal vendetta because he got ousted as the president.
Yes.
We have the Patriots.
These are known agents of the Patriots.
Illuminati.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know EE was on the Arsenal gear, the big shell, making the countermeasure for, because it's like a fail-safe. If it falls into the wrong hands, which is Solidus Snake, put the drive in and kill it.
Kind of what Fox Die was originally.
Yeah, it's the fail-safe, exactly. Then you have Ocelot again, because he's on both sides. We don't know at this point where his allegiances lie. Is he loyal to Solidus or is he loyal to the Patriots? We don't know.
Also, I'd like to throw this out there. Because also by himself over there on that flowchart is Liquid Snake.
He's a wild card.
Ocelot could be loyal to the Patriots. Ocelot could be loyal to the Sons of Liberty. Ocelot could just be a tool of Liquid at this point. We don't know how much of Liquid controls Ocelot.
Okay, now I'm talking to you, Michael.
Yes.
Question in a one-word answer. Is this a full chart, or we find out that other people other than Ocelot end up on some sides of this?
This is what we know now. At this moment of the game, this is everything, all the allegiances we know at this point. Things could change. Things could be added. I just wanted to make a chart of this is everything we know now.
Okay.
Can we?
Do you want me to make a chart at the end of this game to see and compare it to see how it branches?
Can we put this chart on our social media?
I will put this chart on our social media.
Okay. Thank you.
Last question.
Yes.
These people that are around the Patriots are not the Patriots,
No,
right?
they are
agents
agents of the Patriots.
Okay.
The Patriots are 12
are
people that we have never met.
The Wise Men's Committee, the philosophers. Yeah.
Okay.
The Patriots, we have never met the Patriots.
Okay.
They're the mysterious force that we're fighting that we don't even know who they are. Because even
But they
Solidus
work
and...
against Foxhound. Like, they're not congruent with Foxhound's aims.
Foxhound is, we don't know much about, the current state of Foxhound at this moment. We know it was reestablished by Campbell, obviously, because Campbell is leading the mission.
Foxhound is a government team.
Okay.
So you would assume...
But they also, quote-unquote, disbanded, so there might be but they might be operating as, a shadow organization.
But
separate.
you are understanding Foxhound is associated with the government. They are a military team. So, whether Foxhound is corrupted or not, we don't know. But we are running off the assumption Foxhound is just a military team being sent in by the government to try to stop this.
Get back the president, yeah.
Yeah, to get back the president. Because that was Ryden's whole goal from the get-go is get the president out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This lore...
Maybe more factions later?
There might be more factions,
Okay.
and there might be more people. There might be people changing.
Okay.
This is what we know at this moment right now. Is there any questions based on the grid right now?
No. Questions
Okay.
have been answered.
Awesome.
I would say...
Is anybody confused about anything? Because this is a lot. This broke 13-year-old Michael into being like, what is this? Secret Society, Patriots, what is going on? And then the end of this game just, as Dan Reichert said to Drew Scanlon in Metal Gear Scanlon 2, where they played through this game, after this section, he said to Drew, we're operating about 40% weird.
I feel like Metal Gear Solid 2, for the grand scope of Metal Gear, has to be the most critical, setup for the entire purpose of what's actually happening here. Because Metal Gear Solid makes a lot of references to things, but it doesn't do this. It doesn't do the massive information dumps and setting the table as clean as this does. And 3, we played 3 to give us we have knowledge that even the players of when this came out didn't have. Doesn't do that as much. They set up where Metal Gear, the idea for Metal Gear comes from.
They
set up a
baseline
of what the philosophers are and that they become the Patriots, but we don't get this like we get in 2. 2, to me, 2 seems to be the mission critical. You want to understand the war of Metal Gear, 2's the one that tells you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And then the payoff will be 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the payoff will be 4.
4.
Yes, which will be the one we play after this.
Okay.
We probably made it more complicated than we needed to.
Yeah.
But you were like, we'll play him in Time Monitor. I'm like, okay, sure. I didn't correct you.
Yeah.
So
But
4 happens after
4 is
this game.
4 is the ending to Metal Gear Solid. There's a spin-off game, Metal Gear Rising, which is after 4, but it is a giant question mark of if that's even canon. The final canonical game in the timeline is Metal Gear Solid 4.
So when we play...
Raiden is Rising, right? It's Raiden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like Raiden very much.
But when we play 4, theoretically, we have completed the saga
of Metal Gear Solid.
At this point, because 5 comes later, but it's a different thing. This is the main crux of the story. You will understand everything. 5 will maybe fill in some gaps, but it's not critical to
5
understanding
is
this world.
because it takes place years before. Obviously, it can't be that much changes because things have to be the way they are for setup. For
And
Metal
also
Gear
was
Solid.
also was a critical sequel to a PSP game.
Because it's
That whole thing
it's
too.
a sequel to Peace
It's a sequel to Peace Walker.
Fuck. Which, by the way, I have Peace Walker. I was sitting there staring at Peace Walker.
Peace Walker's Big Boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peace Walker.
I think that Big Boss is the coolest.
Big Boss pretty fucking cool.
Big Boss is on. And the
And-
more you hear about Big Boss later, you're like, this guy was cool.
And-
You're like, wait a minute, he hijacked like all the nukes and made his own nuke island?
Yeah.
That
He
sounds
has
awesome.
an army. Yeah.
That sounds a lot cooler than like, yeah, we did a mission on this thing once.
Metal Gear 5 does also kind of make Big Boss cool because like Ocelot loves Big Boss, so he's in 5 and he just fucking loves Big Boss. He thinks he's the coolest. Miller is in 5, and Miller from Metal Gear Solid 1, which we never actually met Miller because he died. He's dead the whole time. Liquid was impersonating him, but Miller's fucking cool in 5, and like everybody like as Big Boss like comes onto the tank and everybody like salutes him and shit. Like, oh man, he's fucking Big Boss. And like Big Boss has like gravitas. Like I do like Big Boss. He's pretty damn.
He's
cool.
voiced by Keith Sutherland.
Yeah,
At
he's
that
got a
point,
different
I heard
voice.
that was bad.
I
No,
actually
he's
like
great.
it.
He's great.
They don't let him talk much.
Oh.
He is good though.
He talks a lot in Ground Zero, so a decent
Yeah,
amount.
Ground Zero. I
Ground
would
Zero is
say
great.
go ahead and play.
I
Ground
think I'll
Zeroes.
play that.
It's
Ground
very
Zero's great.
good. Very very good. You can rescue Kojima.
Eh.
You're just gonna leave.
I don't care.
Uh,
I like the Metal Gear stuff, but like you can't turn. I'm not really on the, you know.
Kojima.
You're not on the
on
Kojima train
What's
yet.
that game? Death Stranding.
Yeah, Death Stranding.
You said you ended up liking that, right?
I came around on that thing despite the game in the last like 10 hours trying to get me to not like it. It's like, you're not delivering package anymore, now we're gonna get philosophy lessons.
See, that sounds like the stuff I don't like about it.
Yeah, it's I don't have time to talk about. I talked about Death Stranding on an earlier episode. I would divert everyone there who wants to hear my thoughts on the ending of Death
there's
Stranding.
time cards. You can go listen to.
There are
it.
time codes. I don't know
Time
what.
codes. Yeah, time codes.
I don't have
Cards.
show codes.
No, we
though.
bring up a card, but it's an audio podcast, so you're fucked. Stay on the save at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Go follow us on the social medias. Give us 5-star reviews and written reviews. They help the show. It gets in front of more people. The more people we have in front of the show, the more cool shit we get to do. If you would like to see us do more cool stuff, I had ideas recently. I thought about me and Michael. We were going to the retro video game shop. Wouldn't it be cool to do something with our trip to the retro video game shop? Wouldn't it be cool? Well, conventions are coming back to do something there. We own the YouTube URL. Wouldn't it be cool to start the YouTube? But the more reviews and stuff we get, the more cool shit we get to do. So help us so you can get cool stuff. As always, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you with Metal Gear Part 3, Metal Gear Solid 2 Part 3, and then we'll also be announcing our next game, which is very, very cool. Thank you. Stay safe out there.